Let's queer up lesbian culture, shall we? Why not me to talk about lesbian culture? National LGBTQ plus Women's Community Survey reveals interesting facts on being lesbian. This week, the National LGBTQ plus Women's Community Survey released a new report shedding light on various aspects of LGBTQ plus women's lives in the U.S. The comprehensive study delved into topics such as sexuality, gender identity, political leaning, income, education, and the challenges faced by LGBTQ plus women. Conducted between June 2021 and June 2022, the survey reached out to 5,002 LGBTQ plus women across the country, posing over 100 questions to capture a comprehensive snapshot of the experiences of queer women. Lesbians comprise 56% of the respondents, totaling to 2,798 individuals. Additionally, 791 respondents identified as queer, while 742 identified as bisexual. Notably, over 52% of participants identified as femme, while butch and non-binary collectively made up less than half of the figure. The survey states that 1 in 4 respondents identified as BIPOC, highlighting the diversity within the lesbian community. It also states that 65% of respondents faced verbal harassment, 51% faced bullying, 32% faced sexual harassment, and 16% had encountered physical sexual assault, and 13% of those had been victims of sexual assault. An impressive 50% of respondents revealed that their primary source of support for navigating abuse at school was their friends, while 57% relied on friends to endure abuse from a partner. This underscores the vital role of community support, especially considering that 54% of the surveyed expressed dissatisfaction with the police's handling of intimate partner violence, deeming them non-helpful at all. This is very cool to see, because we always talk about kind of the gay side of things and what we endure. And obviously we're very physical. We're very kind of aggressive in nature. It's kind of nice to see that women kind of go through the same thing, that we know how to support them in the way that we know how. Yeah. Not only that, I find it very interesting that they call themselves femme while we identify as bottoms. Do you understand this?
That's your
we have to, that's my takeaway. It's so weird.
Look, you know, more of these studies need to happen, all right? Obviously, I'm usually the only woman at the table, right? And that's just what it is, right? But the reality—
I forgot my wig at home. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we noticed.
But it's true, but it's true what John says. Yes, we do go through the same shit that you guys go through, you know, even more so at some at times, you know, when you know, as a passable lesbian that I am, right? You know, when my whole entire life since I've been out of the closet, me telling a male mainly, right, that I'm gay, it's you haven't gotten the right dick, you obviously were raped, you hate men, or my favorite, what a waste. Right? And this is something that I've had to deal with since I was freaking 16 years old. No girl should have to deal with something like that, okay? I think that these percentages are way higher. I think 65% is predominantly very low for what we go through, right? You know, and what 32% sexual harassment, right? I mean, this is definitely way lower than I think is the actual amount of lesbians that have to deal with.
I believe that.
You know, most of the time, you know, I mean, think about it. Most common workplaces are mainly men, right? When it comes to offices, yeah, the women, you know, for the most part are usually subordinate to the men, you know, and they've got to deal with a lot of BS because their bosses are men. You know, a lot of lesbian women that I know are not out at work, okay? Like women who are very proud in our community that you'll see at all the events in their own job, in their own workplace. They prefer not to be out because of scrutiny, because of backlash, because of sexual harassment at the freaking water cooler on a daily basis. You know, just trying to go to your car and, oh, let me help you, you know. Oh, I forgot you're a lesbian, you hate men. This is something that women deal with every effing day.
I think what I really appreciated from the story was the number. Because so many studies that I read on things, the numbers aren't there. They're really not high numbers.
Yeah.
So this speaks to the community speaking out, right? And I feel like us as the letter community that we are, the LGBTQ plus, it's time to take down the silos and everyone help one another get through these systemic changes that need to happen so that we all support one another. And I know that's ideally what we all want, but it still, this shows that it's needed. And at least within the lesbian community, they have found solace in community, right? With their friends, with the people that they can turn to. Yeah. And I think that's important.
Yeah, but more lesbians need to have gay boys.
Yeah.
All right, that disconnect between the L and the G
Right.
is completely ridiculous.
It is.
And they also have to make sure that they're taking these surveys. You know, I don't know exactly where they're accessible to the L community, but you know, I know that I get them in the mail and I get them in email and things like that. And I'm always, you know, filling out these surveys because this is the only way that, you know, that we're going to know exactly where the numbers really do stand.
That is important.
This was an eye-awakening for me too, because I didn't know where the L stood in terms of all of the statistics. So this is a good refresher for that.
Do you love me more now?
I absolutely adore you.
And I love that point because I've never done a survey in my entire life. I don't know what that even looks like. I don't know where to get it, receive it, apply for it, none of that.
They come in the mail and they come electronically.
Okay, now you're going to start forwarding your surveys.
Right.
I will.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
We'll go
Serious.
from there.
I'm being serious.
Okay.